Well, it's been 2 years since my last video. December 5th, 2021. Is that right? December 5th, 2021, 2022, 23. Yeah, 2 years. Hi, my name is Rocío. My Flosstube is Cocohamas Stitchery, and I'm back with an update after 2 years of time. Long time. It's good to see you all. It's good to kind of be back and definitely stitching again. I just skimmed through my last video to see what I had done last time, and really funny, not funny, the projects that I last shown have not been touched since the last Flosstube update 2 years ago. So I will not be showing those projects today because they're still in their same state after 2 years. Great time. What I have been doing in the past 2 years is building a PC, learning how to rock climb, weightlifting, video gaming, lots of video gaming, and then came right back around to cross stitching. Reason for hiatus is personal one, went through a divorce, went through self-journey, therapy, all the things, and I'm starting to feel way more like myself and am back to enjoying the things that I used to enjoy again, which one of those, cross-stitching, which I guess if you're watching this, you either enjoyed just watching me and my life updates and stuff, or you thoroughly enjoy cross-stitching. So before getting too crazy and on ranting, let's just jump into the stitching. I am severely out of practice, so I probably will not remember to cite charts, fabrics, a bunch of things. I mean, some of these things are finishes and fully finished items that I have finished within the last 2 years. So it's been a while. Things that I can absolutely speak to better now would be the the projects that I have currently been working on. Definitely now more so of a monogamous stitcher, which is kind of how I started stitching. I always worked on just one project from start all the way to its finish and then would work on a new one. Back in 2019, 2020, definitely I lived in the Bahamas and was not working at that time, was waiting on my work visa, so I had a lot of time on my hands to stitch. And that's where I found out about the Instagram community, the Flosstube community, lots of influences there, and just kind of started a bunch of projects and would hop around from several projects, learned about market, all the things. And I struggled really hard on, I think I would power through a good portion of a project. It would go away. I would purchase a lot of items and then would start a bunch of things, power through a bunch of it, and then just never finished it. So one of my goals this year is to finish some of those projects that I started back in 2019, 2020, 2021, and just kind of getting them done and out, because I started them for a reason. I want them to be displayed at some point. So anyway, the first project that I can remember finishing had gone through a pretty big lull. Went to Stitch West, I believe October 2022. Sounds right. And saw at Shepherd's Bush the Cricut collection October. I may have it. Let me go see. Sure do have it. So this is the Cricut collection, the October. There was a model at Shepherd's Bush. I'll insert a video because I know I have one of it completed, and I fell in love with their conversion. So what Shepherd's Bush does is, try not to show the pattern too much, but they will sell the entire kit with their conversion. So I bought it completely with their conversion, all the beads, everything, to try to get it done. And so this was the first project that I started at Stitch West in 2021, October, I believe, and did not stop stitching on it until it was complete, which took me probably from October till about January, because that's how little I was stitching. And it's been put away in a project roll, so it has one like pretty big wrinkle. But this is the current current finish of October. I love it. I have not put the buttons on it. I am still kind of toying with if I should put them on or not. I have the buttons here. Just a matter of putting it on the project and then seeing how I want to finish it. So I'm in love with the frame from Stitch West. Thought it was a really, really beautiful finish. Really, really beautiful finish. But then I also had kind of thought about maybe trying to finish it into a pillow and had like one of those like lumbar pillows and putting it into or onto one of the like chairs that I have on the first floor. Maybe that's a thought. And yeah, so that's kind of it on that one. Since then, I want to say that there was I'm looking through my projects, pretty big hiatus. I know that I had COVID in January of 2022. That's, I believe, when I finished the October piece, and then got pretty heavily into working on Bluebeard's Princess. So Bluebeard's Princess is still not complete. My goal was to get her done before Queen City retreat last year. Queen City retreat was in October of 2023. I wanted her finished. So in January, I had decided to power through it, and I thought that I was going to get it done until the end. But then the stitching bug left again. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came out. I had finished several video games, including Halo. Then I did Horizon, Tears of the Kingdom. So just a lot of PC gaming and video gaming. Just another hobby, right? And we can't do it all. So I did take this to Queen City, but it's just as a whip, not in her finished state. Her skin is 1/1 in some Splendor silks. Or did I say 1/1? It was actually 2/1, sorry. 2/1 in the Splendor silks. She still has quite a bit of the tail that needs to be completed. And then she has a frame, like a stitched frame and some more motifs kind of in the corners, but I am pretty much sticking with the idea of just finishing her, having her be the focal piece of this. This fabric is fantastic. It's a 32 count. It was a fabric of the month by Fiberlicious. Don't remember the name. It was beautiful. And I just love her, this, and then I'm thinking about doing, I wonder if I can do this. Hold please. Just kidding, I couldn't do it. So I have Mermaid of Atlantis up there somewhere. She is on a purple fabric, and she is on a purple fabric with a gold frame that I can insert. And I was thinking that definitely is kind of a companion piece. I would do Bluebeard on the dark fabric with a very similar style frame and not the stitched portions. I can't even really say if this is one of my goals to finish this year. I really have noticed that I don't really stick to goals very well. I just kind of stitch and what I'm feeling in the moment, and it's not calling my attention right now, so we'll see. So then after Bluebeard and my little COVID stint and stuff, I actually had a new start. I don't recall where the preview of this is, but it was a dimensions kit, and I don't remember what the kit was called, but I know Cross Stitch by Luda. Luda? Cross Stitch by Luda? No, Cross Stitch Luda. Luda Cross. Wow. It's been a while. Luda. If you don't watch her, she also went on a similar hiatus during the time that I went on a hiatus. But she did this several years ago, and I found this out of print dimensions kit a long time ago. And so this was my first start and monogamous stitch until completion. I switched out the fabric to a linen. I also switched out that gold embroidery. I swapped it for, it wasn't petite, maybe that DMC gold stuff. There are some beads that I believe were French knots when they were charted, and then I went ahead and just switched them out for some beads. And so yeah, this actually also gallery wall up there hangs up there. This was actually my first piece coming back to stitching, and I have, it's really cool, I have a framing shop walking distance from my house, so they have been fantastic at helping me finish things. I actually ordered this frame from somewhere, and I had tried to finish it and lace it and do all the things, and it looked like garbage. So I took it in and they finished it professionally for actually not very expensive at all, because I had purchased the frame. There is no glass. I had done kind of like the preliminary lacing and was like, help, I don't know how to do this, you do. And so they finished it off for me. So really excited about this one. This kind of ignited the bug for me to come back to the art of cross stitching. So after that, I had come across a beautiful ghoulish woman in a botanical garden with some bright colors, and she was dead, but she was just like, she was surrounded by colors. And it was a stitch along by Lola Cross Stitch, maybe? And so basically it really called my attention, the kind of dead woman, the bright colors, and it really spoke to me just on a personal level. Dead woman, inside soul dead, but like coming back out to fruition and just kind of planting her garden. So I joined the stitch along way late, because I don't even remember what like section the woman came out on, but it wasn't the first one. And I started that stitch along, and that was kind of my next start monogamous power through with only one project in between, which I'll show you. And I actually did, I thought about recording. So like I recorded a video, and I'll insert it in just a second here, because I thought I was gonna floss tube again at that point, and I almost did, and I didn't. So inserted a little bit of the whip, but this is the botanical garden stitch along. Here is the dead woman that I was describing, just painting in such beautiful colors, and all of the flowers and crazy plants and death around her. I just love it so much. It is a pretty big piece. I don't remember the dimensions. I do know that this was stitched on a 32 count color and cotton fabric of the month. The name was Succulent, and it has, so it's primarily gray, but it has just a little bit of that green undertone that I absolutely adore. Some of my favorite parts, the fly. The fly is beautiful. The butterflies. I actually, there was an owl here. I may be able to insert a picture if I remember how to do that. I'll insert a picture. I did not like the owl. Don't know why. So I ended up finding this little tiny spider from one of her other stitch alongs and just put it on there. I did not center the web. I thought that it's all kind of quirky and weird, and so I went ahead and yeah, have the spider kind of just dropping down instead of the owl. I have actually already ordered a frame for this. It should be coming, and I very likely will attempt to frame it myself with the frame that's coming. And then after I miserably fail or do just a little bit of the pinning and stuff, walk it on down to my nice corner frame shop and say, help, and have them frame it for me. So yeah, that's that one. This is the most dreaded part of cross stitching. Will it match? Let's see. I've done like 4 stitches. I think it's gonna match. Ooh, and on this camera? Yeah, that's totally gonna match. Yes! Literally, I could cry. I could cry. Oh my God. Hold on. Filming and one-hand stitching. This is, ooh, come on. It's a match. Yes. So what this means is that the whole piece that is like wrapped up over here and like going on over there is completely connected. I don't have to frog, I don't have to fudge, I don't have to do anything. I'm so happy. So happy. As I was monogamously stitching on this botanical garden, I went to Queen City Retreat, met the beautiful Nora Corbett, definitely just a very interesting woman in the best sense possible. Just really great. Her art is fantastic. I actually purchased one of her originals that I can insert here towards the end. I was struggling to know when to insert, so I'm inserting here. So this is in my bedroom. Welcome to my bedroom little mini gallery wall. This is Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. Also got it framed over at my shop. Walking down the street with a gigantic canvas of them was kind of funny. Then over here, so that hat was from Chile. That's where my family's from. And that is also from Chile, where my family's from. I went there this past year, so bought that. And it is held on with some painter's tape because I haven't gotten a frame for it yet, but I wanted to see how it would look here. Panning down, I purchased this to store my cross stitch fabric that I'm not going to open because that's really embarrassing. So anyway, and then right over here, this is an original by Nora Corbett. I saw it at the cross stitch retreat and I fell in love immediately, and then she agreed to sell it to me, which I was so shocked. I call her the moody girl. She is just dark and moody, and it's just beautiful. Like, you can see all of the old sketches, not old sketches, but like the pencil marks. I love the warping of the paper there. My little framing shop that just, you know, probably knows me by name. Most people have like an LNS or a little needlework shop where they know you by name. No, I have a framing shop that's walking distance. So decided to pair it with kind of this rusty metal frame. And then there are 2 mats. And then as you can kind of see, it is floating on there because I didn't want it to be stretched out or flattened. I wanted it in its natural state. So yeah, that is the Nora Corbett that I wake up to every single day and see above my cross stitch chest. Everything about it was great. And I knew that there was going to be a retreat piece. They had sent out the materials list, the floss, suggested fabric for this piece. And I have a picture or a video that I'll insert of the original piece. I went ahead and did a conversion and also recorded a little bit during that whip. So I'll insert that video too. working on my little Mirabilia Fancy Lady retreat piece from the Queen City Stitch Retreat. I converted the colors. They were originally, I could probably insert a picture. They were originally more red and pink, and I decided to go with this more moody, dark purple blue. Luckily, there were some vendors at the retreat, so they carried some water lilies. So I went ahead and picked up Dark Shadows, which is almost gone. I shared half of the skein with Kate, Madam Ice, and Espresso, which is actually one of my favorite Caron water lilies. It was used a lot in Mermaid of Atlantis, so I think it may have been the first water lily that I stitched with. And yeah, this little Thor is from Holly Stitchy Pros. She was at my table, and I think I've collected quite a few of her Disney pin needle minders because I've attended a few retreats with her now. I think that was the third one, which is kind of crazy. Been doing this for a little bit, so I guess I could say I am a little more savvy in the retreat department. Here is the Queen City Mirabilia finish. I did her skin with the same silk as Bluebeard Princess, and it is 2/1. I also gave her some really ruby lips, and I did her eyelashes just a little different. I don't remember. I believe that the crown and the beading is called for. The Krynic here is the called for. The beads were part of a party pack. I call it a party pack. Party pack that I just like fished out, and it worked perfectly. We had gotten it into the kit. And then the heart in the middle is actually, so Kate Madam Ice, she also used to do Flosstube, and we have become really good friends. We did different colors. She just finished hers, and I'll put her Instagram below so that way you can go check hers out. But we kind of swapped the two different colors, and so hers is teal, the dress, and I had this other color that I don't remember what it was. Espresso maybe? And then we both shared or split this darker. Yeah. So I would like to frame, oh, here's the beading here, or not frame. I would like to finish her either into some sort of bag or needlebook situation. Holly from Stitchy Pros had a beautiful small, it was kind of big, but it was like a small, her mom turned it into a needlebook. I may or may not have pictures. I don't think I do, but it was beautifully finished, and I'm really trying hard to kind of hold out and see if maybe I can convince Holly's mom to help me with that finish, so that way I can just continue taking it onto retreats. I've really done one thing that with the Flosstube hiatus and just kind of stitching hiatus, cross stitch retreats have still been pretty consistent. I pretty consistently go to Stitch West. I love Salt Lake City, and I love Snug Harbor Crafts, and I have really good friends that I see there every single time. StitchCon, I did not go last year, but I have been 2021 and 2022 and plan to go this year. Just will be a day late because one of my siblings is graduating, so there was a little conflict of that, so I'll be arriving late, but we'll be going there. The retreats have been so beneficial. They just, you know, getting together with a group of just amazing ladies who all love the arts, and you get to sit and just retreat. And it really has been that. These past few retreats, I have not been a social butterfly. I have stayed at my table, and I have stitched and really have retreated and enjoyed the presence of my table mates, and just have had such great experiences. I highly, highly encourage people to attend a retreat. I think it is such a cool thing to do. So 100% go by it. My last project that I started and finished is kind of a sad piece. I work at a children's hospital, and I very seldom become friends with my patients because you never know what can happen. And so even though I set this pretty good boundary of not being friends with my patients, this one particular individual was did not care about my boundary and infiltrated mine. And he had been in my life for now probably a year and a half, you know, and he went through some really difficult things, and I went through some pretty difficult things, and they were different struggles, but he just was a constant reminder that life was still worth fighting for. He unfortunately has finished his fight and has decided to go on to bigger and better things. Now, while he was in his final stages of his fight, the most critical moments, I started this piece. He was a possum. He would play possum with the medical professionals because he didn't want to talk to them. He didn't want to be poked, prodded. He traveled around with stuffed animal possums hanging from his IV pole lines, and he was just such a force. He is such a force in the world. So this is, I believe it's called Possum Song. And yeah, finished this on January 1st. His birthday, his 18th birthday was January 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So finished it just in time for his birthday. He sadly left us in December. So yeah, that was kind of tough. And you know, channeled him in every single stitch, and now I have this here to put up on my gallery wall as a nice little reminder of my friend. I have since not made any more friends. And I have told him several times, I don't do this. I don't do this. And these are kind of, you know, life's memories. So Possum Song is stitched on it looks much better when it's like that, because then you don't see through it. So don't worry, once it's up on the wall, you won't see behind it. But Possum Song is stitched on a 32 count Picture This Plus. I sent the other half of this fabric to his mom. She is also a crafter, fell in love with this and wants to stitch one for herself. So sent it off in a care package full of goodies, embroidery scissors, nice needles, fabric. I did also send her some Aida because I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to, and a nice little beginner kit too, because I didn't want to deter her, but at the same time I was like, ooh, this fabric's gonna be tough. I like stitching on dark fabric, as you could tell by my last projects, Bluebeard. I have tons of projects on just dark fabric. And he's just stitched in all DMC, and he's just having a good old time with his banjo and his moonshine and just being one with nature. And that's just, you know, that's the way. I finished this in a hoop. It is one of these plastic acrylic weird hoops that look like wood grain. This came on a package of some sort, and I wasn't sure if I wanted a bow or didn't want a bow. I'm still kind of struggling with that, but it's not hot glued or anything. It's just tied on. It'll be fine. And once I guess now I can put it up on the wall. I just kind of had it sitting around because I knew I was going to record eventually, and so here it is. Possum Song. My last piece is Wallace and Gromit, but I recorded a little bit of that whip. Well, I haven't finished it. I'm close to finished, but I haven't finished it. Wallace and Gromit, I recorded a little bit of it last night, so I'll insert that right here. So Wallace and Gromit is coming along, as you can see from my Jan 1 start. And today is Jan 29? Possibly at night. Wallace is completely backstitched. His face, his teeth, his ears, head. Love this detail on the sweater. I think that that is so, so fun. I spent basically all weekend, well, not all weekend, but good portion of Saturday and a little bit of Sunday backstitching. And then grommet is still not backstitched, so kind of give you a difference between like the eyeballs, for example, of backstitched, not backstitched. I still need to work on some of that wallpaper. So I did put down the green to see that it all would line up. I am praying that those two right here, boop, boop, will line up there. But if the math is mathing, it should math. I currently have a needle out right here. Wonk. Working on some of the shading in his chest and belly and his arms. One thing that I have talked about a lot is whoever charted this, the way that they did the background with the single or the half cross stitch in the orange in 2 strands and the full crosses in the green and that red just in 1 strand, and how kind of like they pop out and don't blend in with the background. It's just genius. It's been such a fantastic stitch. I'm bittersweet that I've not worked on it for so long, but now that it's out, like I said, powered through it really heavily this month because the bug is back and in full force. This is my first clay by Kim in like, I don't know, 2 years. And then she's coming out with these wooden magnets, or needle minders. They're 3D like the wood print, but then she, or I think her daughter, someone of hers, she hand paints them. So that's all hand painted detail, which I love. I've got this cute little Spidey chilling, hanging out. He's always there to help me with my needles. And this is a very old, well, very old, that's a little exaggerated, but an old Clay by Kim snowflake that I got probably 2 years ago, maybe? I don't know. I have like a whole collection. So yeah, that is Wallace and Grommet in its current state. So I guess this is the part of the video where I go over plans, which are very loose because I have noticed that plans don't work with me very well at all. As I previously mentioned, one plan is definitely to start pulling out some of the old projects that I had been working on. I think I have one around here. I don't. I'll save it for the next video because I now am off on Tuesdays and I really have no excuse not to record. I don't know how often I'll record, probably once a month because I really don't have that much, I don't think, to talk about. We'll see. But I'm back. So the plans are to finish Wallace and Grommet, which I believe I have maybe 1 or 2 weeks left on, and I'll get that finished. I got a frame at Goodwill that's somewhere else. I'll bring it out next video, and hoping to put it all together so it can go up on the wall at my dad's house. And then after that, I have 2 kind of springtime stitch pieces that are old projects, old whips, and I may either finally finish a full heart or I will power through and finish birds to the bows. Birds to the bow, birds to the bows, birds to the, every time. Birds to the Bows by Lindy Stitches. And upcoming things are, I will actually be helping a dear friend, Holly Stitchy Pros, at Market. Yep. I don't know what I'll be doing there, but all I know is that I am there to support Holly, and in any capacity that she needs, I will be there. So that'll be an exciting experience. From what I understand, Nashville Market is essentially shops and designers, and they get together in one big hotel. The shops order from the designers sell to the shops. Voila. So not open to all stitchers. I just am extremely very fortunate and lucky in all the things to have great friends, and Holly is a designer. She sells her stuff there. So yeah, gonna go and get my work on. And then I think after market, I guess the next stitching event would be Stitch West in April, and then StitchCon in June. And I have signed up for the wait list for Stitch West again in October. We'll see. We'll see if I get in. We'll see if it all works out. Kind of booked with some stitching plans. And again, excited to be back. Thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for your patience and the support and all the things. And I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye.